Specchio says no playmat is a show of strength. One card on the bottom for me. Looks like we are ready to go. I am on the play. Once upon a time. Great way to start a match. This is coming together, everybody. This stream is going really well right now, I would say. Windswept Heath is found. All right, just going to play Windswept Heath and pass the turn. Not very exciting. Urza's Saga. Lotus Petal, pass the turn. Over the past couple of weeks, we've had a bunch of tourist players from all over the world. Japan, Hungary, other U.S. states, West Coast, whatever. We had some people from Germany. It's just been fun seeing a whole bunch of people passing through New York City and on their trip deciding to jam some Legacy with us at the shop. Got to meet some people that were familiar with the channel and some people that were not familiar with the channel as well. Just one of the cool things about living in a major city having Magic events is that you just get, the occasional new face and you don't know what deck they're playing and kind of test your skills against somebody from maybe the other side of the world. I just love that. I just love that. That's like one of my favorite things about this hobby. Fable and the Mirror Breaker ticks up to 2. Goblin Shaman token looking very nice. Very official. A Wasteland took out the Urza Saga. Discarding Phyrexian Devourer and Painter Servant. Phyrexian Devourer revealed.
Go up to 22. That was your first action.
For anybody not familiar, Phyrexian Devourer text up on the screen. It combos pretty nicely with Agatha's Soul Cauldron from Wilds of Eldraine, or the other Eldraine. I don't know. And you can basically just reveal cards at the top of your deck and pump a creature a whole bunch of times and win the game. Is the short version of it. Leaf saying Mav versus Painter is probably my favorite matchup at the moment. I don't know if I've ever lost to Painter. Yeah, the Maverick deck that I've been playing feels pretty good against Urza Saga decks in general. Here's Goblin Engineer. But the Painter decks that are capable of the fast wins, with like Simian Spirit Guides and stuff like that, they're still really scary and hard to beat. So I wouldn't say this is like a super favored matchup, but having Oof and Liberator in the main is great. I also have some tricks up my sleeve in addition to that. All right, double fetching here. Grindstone was put into the graveyard, so Grindstone and Painter Servant are both in the graveyard. Here's a Knight of the Reliquary.
After that, it is your go.
All right, all basics on my side, taking Blood Moon possibility seriously. Snow Plains, Forest, and Swamp. Fable and the Mirror Breaker will flip into Reflections of Kiki Jiki. Take the card all the way out of the sleeve. Let's check the technique here. All the way back. No, not all the way back in. Wow. Wow. Very interesting.
4 lands. Okay.
There are 4 lands in my graveyard. Just a power toughness check on Knight of the Reliquary. Knight of the Reliquary could, of course, find Bajuka Bog at some point.
A Great Furnace.
There's a Great Furnace. It's an artifact. So Goblin Engineer is ready to go. Yeah, 80% back in the sleeve. Very interesting technique. I should have asked Carl more about that. Where do you learn these kind of things? Was that in the rule book? The little book that comes with the starter decks? Here's Dryad Arbor.
Green hands. Green.
Grist, the Hunger Tide. One of the best cards in the Maverick deck. Gonna sack Dryad Arbor to kill Reflections of Kiki Jiki. I am aware of how nasty that card can be once it unlocks from Summoning Sickness. Neither Reliquary, a 7/7 now, playing good defense. Thinking about using this Goblin Engineer now. We were talking as this match was getting started about the matchup Painter versus Maverick. I'm tapped out right now. Knight is available, but all right. But Carl making a good play here, forcing me to activating the engineer, forcing me to tap my knight, which allows rather an attack on Grist. Bajuka Bog hits. Anyway, what I was going to say was being tapped out early in the game, there are some sequences that could play out where Carl just combos me. And my defenses are just down. So I fired off now the single Bajuka Bog. If Carl refills that graveyard with nasty surprises, I could be in trouble. Painter Servant is in. Goblin Engineer is going to take advantage of the opening and kill Grist. I'm just glad to... I was happy to trade Grist for Reflections of Kiki Jiki there.
Outland Liberator.
Okay, Outland Liberator was drawn. It is the Werewolf. Daybound, Nightbound. Comes day.
Night action going on here.
Now we'll have to see, and the YouTube commenters will be watching this very closely. Are we accurately going to track day-night for the rest of the game? We'll see. We'll see. I'm getting congratulated by the chat for my day-night token. Things are going well so far. Let's just not get too confident.
That's fair. I'm just thinking if I want to. Yeah, makes sense. I don't know. It's a tough call. You got 3 cards in hand?
Okay, so I'm pausing here to think about, should I sack a forest, find a wasteland, kill Urza Saga? Should I sack Outland Liberator, blow up Urza Saga? Taking a little bit of a risk here. I understand the power of a Nightbound Frenzied Trap Breaker, the reverse side of Outland Liberator. I don't want to lose my only green source right now. Playing an Ancient Tomb now is Carl. The Construct thing could get out of hand. There's Grindstone. Uh-oh. And this is why I held on to my Liberator. A Grindstone plus a Petal, I just die. Potentially. Very scary situation. So it's still day. So far, we've kept track very well. It's been 1 turn. Or 2 turns, I guess. Once it becomes night, though, no doubt about it, Carl could be in big trouble. Every time the Frenzied Trapbreaker attacks, it destroys target artifact or enchantment. That Urza Saga is bugging me, though.
3 in hand.
How do I beat this Urza Saga? If I sack my forest to the night, I'm all out of forests and plains as of right now. which the knight needs to function. I also am worried about, the Pyroblast or something hitting my knight, and I'll have to dig up Talon Gates.
I'm gonna.
Painter's on blue. Sorry, I forgot to put that up on the screen. All right, it's going to become night. I have passed the turn. Frenzy Trap Breaker face up now. And Carl's going to pay 2 life to make a construct. There it is. All right, we're going to see Urza Saga all the way through. Ticking up to 3 now. And Carl thinking about what to do with it. Do we want to make another construct? I'm a little bit worried about what Carl could find with the Saga. Urza's Saga or a Pithing Needle could be problematic. Naming either Frenzy Trapbreaker or a Knight, potentially. I don't think I would necessarily respond to the search. Not with combo face up on the table.
Yeah.
Yep, you're 18.
I am still on Rampaging Yao Guai in the main. I still run that card in the main deck confidently.
Not good.
Nice. Let's go. So, yep.
Been playing Rampaging Yao Guai for the past couple of months in these Zenith decks that I've been playing, and I feel like people playing Zenith decks do not run that card enough. They do not take it seriously. The card is really powerful. It's my opinion. At least in the sideboard, yeah. At least in the sideboard.
I actually drew a lot of them. You just killed them all.
Mox Opal?
Okay, looks for and finds Mox Opal. So we're seeing this game play out in a way that Carl has both the combo on the board and some big constructs now, potentially bigger than anything I can put on the table. Something like a Soul Guy Lantern to shrink my knight, or something like that could really win Carl the game pretty easily at this point. Okay, Once Upon a Time on end step. Mr. Arch says, I think Yao Guai in the main depends on the density of Saga decks in your local. Yeah, I mean, I don't think everybody should run in the main. I found Rampaging Yao Guai off the Once Upon a Time, and Carl has to read it.
Yikes, there's some disenchants here. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. So, actually, on your end.
So kind of perfect timing. Rampaging Yao Guai is now in my hand, found with a Once Upon a Time. We're still in Carl's end step.
I'll activate Grindstone. Targeting you.
Okay, going for Grindstone combo now on Carl's own end step. In response, I'm sacking a forest. 7 lands in my graveyard now. Some Happy New Year's coming in from the chat. People are feeling festive.
Had one last
It's coming out here.
Carl wondering what's coming in. It will be a Savannah, and it's going to be a Swords on Painter. So my Frenzy Trapbreaker gets to stick around.
Grindstone ability will resolve.
Yep. Once upon a time.
And a Grindstone ability will resolve, but, oh.
I'm just going to let you cut, but that's okay. Oh, sorry, just keep going. It's fine. It's fine, yeah. I'll just shuffle. It's all.
Okay, a little bit of goof. A bit. Carl started resolving the Grindstone, but I was just offering to cut. All right, so. All right. Well, Swords and Talon Gates got milled into the graveyard. A little bit of a funny moment there. That's okay. Drawing for my turn.
Doesn't matter.
Painter is gone.
This.
Collector Roof.
Activate the knight, sacking Savannah. Sure.
Did I just make myself lose a life? Why did I do that?
This is game 1. Create all. Cast this X is 1.
Okay, casting the Yao Guai, X is 1.
Literally choice.
Literally only get one.
So Collector Roof and Frenzy Trapbreaker and Rampaging Yao Guai. I have assembled Tron, I guess. I haven't even Zenith once in this game, I believe. Frenzy Trapbreaker will attack, nothing to blow up. Just 3 damage coming in. Pass the turn, just a lonely, sad Goblin Engineer. It's going to become day. Felt okay to tap out with Collector Roof on the table.
Dominator.
Phyrexian Dragon Engine. That is in. The Bowlers, thank you for the resale with Prime. 36 months. That's a huge badge. Thank you, the Bowlers, for all your support. Really appreciate it. Once upon a time. Finding a Burning Catacombs, not very exciting. 2 green floating. Pierre, thank you for the resub with Prime. 18 months, another new badge has been awarded to a member of the chat. Hype train incoming.
It's fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lands in the grid. So he's 11.
Yeah, so an 11-11 Knight. Rampaging Yao Guai will be blocked by Phyrexian Dragon Engine. They will trade. And Carl takes a big hit, dropping to 5. So the Yao Guai has been defeated, I guess.
This one's alright.
16.
Making sure it didn't change the echo.
Keeper, go ahead. Sure.
Sylvan Safekeeper. Pass the turn.
2, and I draw. I guess I could have done 1 damage, more damage. That's the
One of the edicts.
I'm gonna make it do.
Yeah, sequencing could have been a little bit better for me there. There was an opportunity to deal 1 more damage with the Knight, but... Alright, so it looks like Carl is making a construct, then sacking it to the Engineer, targeting Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Discarding Chaos Defiler.
Alright, 5. Yeah, that's gonna be 2. Yep.
All right, we're going to go to game 2. Got a little bit lucky with my draws there. I think if I didn't have Oof, Liberator, and Yao Guai all available, it's likely Carl would have won that game. Because of what I was talking about earlier about the Painter combo and big constructs that I both would have had to deal with. But I got a little lucky, not going to lie. Looks like 2 cards going on the bottom for me. Carl has kept 6. I have kept 5. Grindstone.
No, I never played that version of it. I was playing more like Tempo.
Oh.
Kiviuk, thank you for the gifted sub. Appreciate that. We're in a hype train.
Yeah, I don't play that version.
For Dryad Arbor.
All right, Green Sun Zenith for Dryad Arbor to start game 2. Yeah, I had triple hate piece, and without a fury, Carl was in trouble for sure.
Oh, he's one too.
I did have the knight that could protect potentially as well, even from a fury. I could have like Talon Gates to protect Oof or something like that. I had a lot in that game. All right, Grindstone, then Painter. A great start to game 2 for Carl. Can kill me on the next turn potentially with the combo, and you can see right now how how the Painter deck can beat me here is by being fast.
Yeah.
All right, Collector Roof was in hand. It's now on the table. And I had a Swords at that one point. Yeah, I had a Swords for the Painter in that one point in game 1. I kind of had a lot in game 1. I got really lucky as far as my draws. I draw the other half of my deck, and I lose that game.
You need blue, you said? Blue, yeah.
I mean, you could use like Evolving Wild.
Painter named Blue.
Yeah, table fast.
Which was that? What's the one where you pay for your life and you get?
I'll waste it with the trigger on stuff.
Where's the one?
All right, Urza Saga comes in. Before it can get a counter, before it can get an ability, it gets wasted. There's Agatha's Soul Cauldron. We were talking about that earlier.
Basic. Oh, okay.
And then
Is that legal?
That's modern
that's
legal.
not illegal.
That's legacy legal too. But that's not Pioneer legal?
Correct.
Little tip for those of you out there jamming some Magic, jamming some Legacy, or other formats. When Urza Saga comes in, it has an ability that gives it the ability to tap for mana. You can respond to that and waste it before anybody can make before its owner can make mana with it. That's what I did there. So there was no opportunity for Carl to, in response, activate Grindstone. Outland Liberator. Good draws. It's day.
Literally, it would have been just every deck has plus nothing. They don't want that.
Drop a turn.
It's not gonna be like standard.
Both Collector Roof and Outland Liberator back on the table, and Carl probably not happy to see them. Here's Grindstone.
The format's actually
It's really good.
probably the healthiest one out of all.
It's just
outside of
One
Zane.
healthy. That's why I play legacy.
Carl was thinking about day-night. Attacking for 4.
We lose to the fourth of what that.
Tick 2. Yep.
All right, Painter will block Collector Roof. It'll become night. Once Frenzy Trapbreaker is available for me, it starts to get kind of ugly. Every time it attacks, it can destroy an artifact or enchantment.
Engineer. Yep. Dragon Engine. Yep. Fetch.
Okay, so a Goblin Engineer put a Phyrexian Dragon Engine into the graveyard. I'm cracking a Verdant Catacombs on end step.
You're gonna work tomorrow, right?
When he thought these me and the brain for it.
Abrupt Decay on end step, removing the Goblin Engineer.
There you go. Sure. Can you unearth with Oof on the board? I just forget how that works.
Should be able to.
It's a cast? It's ability.
It's an activated ability.
So you can't.
Oh.
Great judge question here, actually. We spent some time on this. I guess that's about to happen now. Collector Roof is on the table. Can Carl unearth? We were trying to figure that out.
Because it is a creature in the group.
But it's an artifact.
Is it activated?
Yeah, that's
never
what I
mind
can't
effects,
remember
of
is
course.
if unearth is
You're gonna
activated.
put one
It is an activated ability for sure.
Right, but I thought it was because it's an
Yeah, it is an activated ability, but can Carl activate it from the graveyard?
Passing?
yeah. I'll pass.
All right, so we have someone off camera kind of looking that up right now. Audrey is, I think, off camera helping us. And we're just going to move on until we get an answer.
You think neither like a frame or cover, it's still in your hand, but it's still something you can't activate.
Right, right.
Let me check.
Yeah, so Akalith sharing in the chat, Collector Roof's ability only affects artifacts on the battlefield, which is what we figured out in the end. I don't know if, when Audrey comes back with that answer, but worth asking, if you're playing in an event and that kind of thing comes up, worth asking for a judge call on it, or worth looking it up. In the moment, I was like, wait, how does that work again?
Curator.
All right, so a Green Sun Zenith found Keen-Eyed Curator, going to immediately exile the Dragon Engine. So actually, right here, I think I told Audrey we no longer need that Judge Call.
Just about the only card I would keep playing with. Fable?
Fable is good.
Fable of the Mirror Breaker is in. Frenzied Trapbreaker can blow that up potentially. Makes a Gonlin Shaman.
I haven't seen you playing Loam at all.
Okay, yeah, I'll pass. Keep playing to find out the answer to this question.
And then, yeah. Come on, sometimes you get stuff beat down by some dumb orcs. Dumb 1/1s.
Attack these two. Block Fable.
Okay, Frenzied Trapbreaker blows up Fable of the Mirror Breaker. 6 power coming in. Carl will drop to 7. Not in chump blocking mode yet. So far, I think we've tracked day night pretty good. Pretty well.
It could have came up later.
It says it affects only artifacts on the battlefield.
Okay. It's kind of weird. That was your instinct, though, so you were kind of right. I'll pass turn.
I will concede.
Good games.
All right, scooping it up. Outland Liberator and Collect the Roof are the MVPs in these matchups. And GG's.